Hey, Shalom, bear with us.
Shalom.
Shalom, Shalom. Lord willing, the sound is on point. We good to go? All right, we in there. All right, Shalom. We are the brothers of Great Millstone, Charlotte. And before we get started with this live lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. The house of David, the elect, is pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom.
All right, all you sincere believers out there in the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Washai that believe upon this truth, this gospel. All right, this word is for you, the hopeful elect. All right, and we're almost out of here. We wanted to just briefly touch on, this lesson in the spirit, Lord willing, is edifying. It's all downhill from here. All right, woes on top of woes, man. And this is what me and the brother was talking about, man. It's just this place is getting hit on every side. All right, the economic woes, World War III. All right, just this place is just going out. All right, it's on its last leg. All right, Babylon doesn't have a lot of time left, and we know that Esau's time has been cut short. So what we're seeing, what we're witnessing in the spirit of the Lord is American problems. I found this online. I thought it was heavy. It's all spiritual, man. All right, we're seeing the problems set forth upon America, man. The judgments, as we always go into, all right, because Babylon the Great, which is America, according to the scriptures, is being judged. All right, and this place is about to lose on the highest level, man. Let's say that. So anyway, we're gonna get into this thing. It's all the spirit. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring out some scriptures, and Lord willing, the lesson is edifying. Wanted to start off with this video here. Once again, you have this guy, this character. All right, Donald Trump. All right, so let's listen to what he has to say here real fast. All right, bear with us. All right, woes on top of woes, man. And it's not going to be stopped.
We have never been closer to World War III than we are today under Joe Biden. A global conflict between nuclear armed powers would mean death and destruction on a scale unmatched in human history. It would be nuclear Armageddon. Nothing is more important than avoiding that nightmare. We will avoid it, but we need new leadership.
And that's the thing. And this is, once again, this is the strong delusion of these Edomites. All right, nuclear war will not be avoided. World War III, as it is written, the second war was past. All right, and behold, the third war cometh quickly, man. All right, this is not going to be avoided. Donald Trump is not the guy that's going to stop this thing. All right, this is going to happen pertaining to prophecy. All right, you got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10.
You got it.
Isaiah 46 and 10. It reads, declaring the end from the beginning and from the ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure.
You got it, brother. Speak on.
So just to add to the elder brother's point, right? Donald Trump, there's nothing that can push away the prophecies from coming to pass, man. As we had just read in Isaiah 46 and 10, the Lord's counsel will stand.
That's right.
Okay, and his counsel, which he has declared from the beginning, is for Babylon the Great, aka America, to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles.
That's right.
Okay, and to be taken down by the King of Kings, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach.
That's right. That's right. I got something real quick. All right, this is the book of, matter of fact, get it for me out. This is Isaiah 42 and 9. Grab that.
It's Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare.
Yeah, what are the new things? All right, the prophecies, the new events that are about to take place on the earth. World War III. All right, the crashing of this economy, which we're in the midst of. We're in the beginning stages of it. All right. What else? The sea hip being pushed. All right. Civil wars, the internal breakdown of the society. All these things are being declared. These are the new things that are being declared by the mouth of the prophets.
And it's found in the news, right?
Yep.
When you look up the word news, In the etymology, it means new things.
Mm.
You know, so the news of today correlates with the prophecies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, showing you that this word is faithful and true.
Absolutely.
Continuing on, verse 9. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
Yeah, before they spring forth, you're being told of them. All right, before these events, all right, before these prophecies take off in the earth, you're being told about them. All right, you heard it first by the way of the prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai. All right, so we can go back to the video unless you have something else you want to pull out.
Every day this proxy battle in Ukraine continues. We risk global war. We must be absolutely clear that our objective is to immediately have a total cessation of hostilities. All shooting has to stop. This is the central issue. We need peace without delay. In addition, there must also be a complete commitment to dismantling the entire globalist neocon establishment that is perpetually dragging us into endless wars, pretending to fight for freedom and democracy abroad, while they turn us into a third world country.
Right, now, real quick. All right, he said we need peace without delay. All right, we're going to get 1 Thessalonians 5. But before we go there, all right, once again, the prophecies. All right, I'm going to get this in Isaiah 9. So what did the prophet Isaiah say? All right, it's Isaiah 9. In verse 5, it says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise. All right, and garments rolled in blood. All right, this is how they fought wars in the ancient world. All right, swords, battle axes, spears, arrows, right? It says in garments rolled in blood, but this, meaning this war that's coming upon the earth, shall be with burning and fuel of fire. All right. So what was the prophet Isaiah talking about, man? Meaning he saw the future. He saw the prophecy concerning World War III. All right. The second death. Okay. So there's no peace coming. There's no stopping it. All right. We need peace without delay. That's not going to happen, man. And as he was saying, he was speaking about the global elite. He's part of the agenda. All right. He's another puppet that was set up, all right, to mislead the public, man. Because right now, this whole campaign of 2024, Trump is the way. He's the guy that's going to restore this place. He's going to bring America back. All right. All of that's just a strong delusion. All right. To keep you people blinded, man. A false hope, if you will, man.
You got that 1 Thessalonians?
You got it.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Yeah, we know perfectly, man, that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. The Lord said, behold, I cometh as a thief. Okay, go ahead.
Verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Right, you people are not going to, you're not going to escape. America is not going to escape the destruction. It's written, man. Okay, the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America, is inevitable, man. You're not going to escape that. And as we're hearing here in this video with Trump, all right, what is he talking about? We need peace without delay. There's not going to be any deals. There's not going to be any negotiations with the world leaders coming together to bring forth peace. That's not going to happen. So when you hear these talks of peace and safety, just know that sudden destruction is right around the corner. You see? Can I get real quick? Can you give me Sirach 9 and 12? Bible Kushah. Not Sirach 9 and 12, Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. Real quick.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9 and verse 12. It reads, for man also knoweth his time. So like it, for man also knoweth not his time.
Yep, because the people are unaware, man. The days of Noah all over again. People are just living their lives like they're doing. People are not aware of all these things that we continue to bring out via prophecy of what's going on. Go ahead.
As the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in an evil time.
So are the sons of men snared in an evil time. Go ahead.
When it falleth upon, when it falleth suddenly upon them.
When it falleth suddenly upon them, man. All right. These calamities are going to fall suddenly upon the unknowing people. Why? Right? Because they're not what? They're not paying attention of the times and seasons. That's why, as we were reading here in 1 Thessalonians 5:1, it said, "But of the times and of the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, so cometh as a thief in the night." So, because we know this, all right? We've been given the understanding, the eye salve. We've been given the light to be able to see. All right, as Elder Apostle Gabar said, we are the visionaries of this thing, man. We're able to see the future. We're able to identify the times and seasons, right? That's the gift that we have compared to the rest of the world. That's something that I always go into that in my lessons. Well, we have the wisdom and knowledge that we have in these earthen vessels is an advantage compared to the rest of the world. We have something that the rest of the world doesn't have, which is what? The spirit of prophecy, man. The testimony of Yahweh Shai. All right.
That's a whole like superpower. You know, to have spiritual foresight.
Okay.
You know, just like how everyone wishes that they would have had the opportunity to, you know, you talk to somebody that's older and wiser, they always say, man, I wish if I would have known what I knew when I was younger,
heavy,
I would have played things out different.
Heavy.
And we in the times right now where we have the understanding of what's coming down the line, man.
Yep.
You know?
That's a great point. I want to add on to that before we read on, because I always bring this out. Just like in the time of destruction, all right, as the elect are going up into them chariots and the missiles are coming down, the people are going to say this to themselves. Let me just read that. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5. And I'll start at verse 5. It says, "How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints?" All right. When these people witness the strangeness of our salvation, it said they're going to be terrified and amazed at the strangeness of the salvation of the elect.
Right.
Verse 6. "Therefore have we erred from the way." This is what the people are going to say, just adding on to what you said. It says, "Therefore we have erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us." So they're going to realize in that time, all right, that they erred from the way of truth. They didn't listen, whatever they doctrine that they were subscribed to at that particular time. All right, they're going to realize that it was of no use, of no value. They're going to wish that they had the truth. It says, verse 7, "We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction." Right?
Wearied yourself. They gave themselves over to it and they sought after it to the point where it wore their ass out, man. Like, you got all these people caught up into these various denominations and beliefs.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And they exalt those beliefs and idols. You know, these things, you know, for instance, Donald Trump on the screen.
Right.
Right. They wearied themselves after these, and they built a sense of false security around these things. Man.
Exactly.
But it was of no benefit when the Lord returns, man.
Man. Yeah, I have my truth.
Right.
This is my truth, as they would say, right?
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to see in that day. Verse 7 again. Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 7. "We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts." All right. "Where there lay no way." All right. A desert is a dry land. It lacks water. All right. So basically the false doctrines and the ways of the world that these people subscribe to is likened unto deserts, man. It's not the way of truth. Right. It says, where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, we have not known it. That's what these people are going to say in that time, man. All right. I'm going to finish it out. It says,
Isaiah the 6th chapter.
man.
You know, they're not going to know all the way up to the destruction.
Whew.
In that moment, they're going to realize, damn, we didn't have it right. Those dudes that we count their lives to be without honor, they had it right the whole time.
It says, what have pride profited us? Or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasted by. All right. So that's what we're telling you. Everything that you hold dearly onto, that you brag and boast about, your carnal material wealth, your carnal riches, whatever it is all about to pass away. But the point is that you're going to realize that you were wrong in that time, man. That's the point. You didn't have it. You didn't have it right. You didn't have the answers, man. Right? So let's go back to the video. All right.
And a third world dictatorship, dismantling the entire globalist neocon establishment that is perpetually dragging us into endless wars, pretending to fight for freedom and democracy abroad, while they turn us into a third world country and a third world dictatorship right here at home. The State Department, the defense bureaucracy, the intelligence services, and all of the rest need to be completely overhauled and reconstituted to fire the deep staters and put America first. We have to put America first. Finally, we have to finish the process we began under my administration of fundamentally reevaluating NATO's purpose and NATO's mission. Our foreign policy establishment keeps trying to pull the world into conflict with a nuclear-armed Russia based on the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat. But the greatest threat to Western civilization today is not Russia. It's probably, more than anything else, ourselves and some of the horrible USA-hating people that represent us.
Right, and that's all code. It's all shots being taken there. You know, the people that are speaking up, basically the people that are speaking against this establishment. All right, you got the whistleblowing that's going on, the exposure of America. All right, the things that's going on behind the scenes. All right, so this basically is just a jab, so to speak, at those that are really coming against this place for what it is. All right, that's how we always go into. You got to prepare your mind and spirit for what? The persecution, the demonization, basically being an enemy of the state.
That's right.
Right.
You have to status quo.
That's it. Hey, what was the lady, the chick, the Eve on the panel? She said if your narrative is not matching theirs, basically.
Press Secretary Karen Jean-Pierre.
Khan. You know, she basically said that if your views don't coincide with their views, right?
Yeah, with the popular, narrative, that's domestic terrorism.
In the lack of better words. All right. So it's coming.
It's the abolition of our national borders.
She said extremism.
Here.
Yeah, domestic extremism or something like that, right? Khan. Same thing.
To police our own cities. It's the destruction of the rule of law from within. It's the collapse of the nuclear family and fertility rates like nobody can believe is happening. It's the Marxists who would have us become a godless nation worshiping at the altar of race and gender and environment. And it's the globalist class that has made us totally dependent on China and other foreign countries that basically hate us. These globalists want to squander all of America's strength, blood, and treasure, chasing monsters and phantoms overseas while keeping us distracted from the havoc they're creating right here at home. These forces are doing more damage to America than Russia and China could ever have dreamed. Evicting this sick and corrupt establishment is the monumental task for the next president. And I'm the only one who can do it. I'm the only one that can get the job done. I know exactly what has to be done.
That's a funny guy.
Hey, so this guy, he's a character, man. You know, let's finish out that 1 Thessalonians 5. Read down to verse 8. Start at 3 again. Read down to 8. Bible push up.
1 Thessalonians 5 and 3 from the top. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child.
That's right.
And they shall not escape. You're
not going to escape. As we telling you, there's no escaping the inevitable judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, you got it.
Verse 4: But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
Right, we're not in darkness. Right, we see. We have the light. Read on.
Verse 5, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We are not of the night nor of darkness.
That's right. Go ahead.
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Yeah. So, hey, once again, it says, let us not sleep as do others. All right. The majority of the earth, the majority of our people, 2/3. All right. They're in the spirit of slumber, as the scriptures tell you that in Romans, the 11th chapter. The Lord gave them the spirit of slumber as it is this very day. All right. Because none of you niggas out there are woke, man. All right. Consciousness comes with the understanding of this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this truth. That's what true consciousness is, man. All right. So the majority of our people, 2/3, are not woke. All right. So it says, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. All right. Because everything is collapsing around you. All right. We're at the beginning of the economic woes. All right. You can't forget about the supply chain shortages. All right. Evils upon evils are sanctioned upon this place. All right. So you got to remain vigilant. You got to remain circumspect and watchful. Right. Quick precept. Okay. Romans 13 and 11. All right. Romans 13 and 11, it says, and that knowing the time. All right. Brethren, you're not ignorant of the times and seasons. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. You see that? This is the time. This is most definitely the time that you wake your ass up out of sleep, man. All right. It's time to put away the cares of this life, the cares of the world. You know, all the folly, all that shit is played out and done. As the scriptures tell you, the mirth of this land is gone, man. What else do you have here? Right? It says, and now it is a high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we believe. All right. Our salvation is very close than what we actually understand ourselves. All right. And the Pentagon just put out a report that a fathership is basically over the earth right now, sending out smaller so-called UFOs, chariots, all right, to do a reconnaissance on this damn place.
Into the house of the thief.
Whoo, that's it. The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. All right. And what did he say? He's going to destroy it from off the face of the earth, man. All right. So the Lord, basically the Lord is spying out the land before he destroys this shit. Right. Even the devils also believe and tremble. It says, Romans 13 and 12, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light, which is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the truth. It's time to cast off the works of darkness, man. The world, all right, that old man, all right, them old ways. Because we're supposed to be what? Examining ourselves daily, all right, putting on that new creature in Yahushua, you know, exercising righteousness, man, making ourselves ready for the coming of the husbandman. All right. It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting, drunkenness, not in chambering, wantonness, not in strife and envy. And we see all that going on. The days of Noah. We're in a time of spring break right now. Niggas is partying and vacationing, you know, living life. Right. While all of this stuff is going on throughout the world. It says, but put you on the Lord, Yahushua HaMashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. All right. Because we need to be operating in the spirit. All right. It's time to put on the spirit, basically, man. You know, you got something else.
God, well, you want to keep reading that First Thessalonians? I had another precept.
Yeah, we can finish that down and you get your precept, or get that first and finish it out. Either way.
Okay. First Thessalonians 5 and 7. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. Yeah,
not with strong drink. This meaning these people are spiritually drunk, intoxicated with the world, man, with sin, wickedness, darkness. All right, go ahead.
Verse 8. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation.
Read the 9, Baba Kusha.
Verse 9. For Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Salakia, for Yahweh, power, have not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
Right. So once again, that's the distinction there. They said, the scriptures say he have not appointed us to wrath. All right. Lord willing, we are the spirits that make it through. All right. The ones that are not appointed unto that wrath, because it's clearly, all right, spirits that are appointed to wrath, man. 2/3. Lord willing, we be the ones that make it through that. We have not been appointed unto wrath, but to attain salvation by our Lord Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, man. All right. And Lord willing, we are part of the elect to be saved and redeemed out of Babylon the Great, man. And all you sincere, hopeful elect members all across the world that believe, man. Because, hey, the great deliverance is going to come out of Babylon the great Exodus, the second Exodus, right? But also, hey, the Lord said he's going to gather up his saints, all right, that were scattered amongst the heathen as well. From the islands, all right, the various lands that the elect have been scattered. Okay? So you got it out.
I'll just get this quick precept. Isaiah 24:10. The city of confusion is broken down.
That's right.
Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. Okay, and that city of confusion, right, is Babylon the Great, America. All right, because we know what Babal goes into confusion.
That's right.
All right, this is the land that we live in. Verse 11. There is a crying for wine in the street. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone, as the elder brother was just saying, right? You look around and the mirth of the land is fabricated, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody is faking the funk. Niggas is cat. They act like they happy, but they really depressed. You know? They swear that they got money, but really they don't. You know?
Mm-hmm.
The mirth of the land is gone. The glory of Babylon is collapsing before our very eyes. Verse 12. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Verse 13. When thus it shall be in the midst of the land among people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes, when the vintage is done. They shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of the Lord Yahweh, they shall cry aloud from the sea.
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore glorify ye the Lord Yahweh in the fires, even the name of the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, in the isles of the sea.
Right, and that's when the elect get saved. Right, when they get saved upon those chariots, they're going to glorify the Lord in the midst of the fires. Right, linking that up with Revelation 15. All right, what does it say? The fire that was mingled with glass, sea that was mingled with glass. Roughly paraphrasing, right? The elect are actually going to be able to see down upon the earth Babylon being set aflames in various parts of the world. All right, that's what that means. They're going to glorify the Lord in the fires anymore.
Gosh, one more verse. From the uttermost part of the earth have we heard songs, even glory to the righteous. But I said, my leanness, woe unto me. The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. Yeah, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. Speaking of the Edomites, the so-called white man.
That's right.
Right? Esau has dealt very, very treacherously. All right, he was very fraudulent when he went throughout this world, raped, robbery, and pillaged to establish his system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And through his diplomacy, he was able to do this. Right? But now we're at the point where we're seeing this whole system that he has made collapse in itself, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And this whole system is collapsing and it's losing its joy. And yet you still got our people that are caught up in caught in the ways of Babylon, because those, as we had just read in 1 Thessalonians, Lord willing, we be preserved from the wrath. 2/3 are meant to be put into that wrath, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to get caught out there, to die on this side because of their refusal to turn back to righteousness.
That's right. That's right.
You know, the scriptures say, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. Okay?
That's right.
And our people are clinging unto the wicked, man.
Mm-hmm. Any more?
That's it.
That's it. All right. So let's grab some more just articles. We in the spirit, you know. More news. All right, so here we go. All right, it says 5 unexpected events after economic collapse that you should prepare for. All right, so that spirit is out there, man. The destruction, the economic collapse, woes on top of woes, man. Okay, just gonna read a little bit and we'll grab scripts because this is the time. Okay, give them warning from me, as the Lord said, right? So this is from the collapse news, 5 unexpected events after the economic collapse that you should prepare for. It says America's recovery from the Great Recession over a decade ago wasn't as smooth as many hoped. All right. It says, and things took another turn for the worst with the Wuhan Crown 99 endemic. All right. And that was really the collapse there. You know, that was really the sign right there when the Lord really, when the Lord used Esau to pretty much ramp it up. You know, businesses, small business owners, middle class, all those different things being affected. All right.
Because you had that devil too, to add to your points, Quan. You had that devil, Noah Yuval Harari, who pretty much got on the panel and said, look, by us enforcing C19 injectable, juice packets, that gave way for us to introduce biometric tracking, which is going to give way to leading into the Qarabah, man.
Exactly. And I remember the experiment or whatever they did. They had the shit on people's phones to see who was defying the lockdowns. You know, people forgot about that. You know, but it says this should be a sign for preppers to get ready for something like an economic collapse, which we're going to briefly touch on that a little bit as well. It says after experiencing lockdowns, the combination of ongoing shortages and the burden of several $1 trillion passing through Congress has given Americans the highest inflation in 4 decades. All right. It says, and things don't seem to be getting any better for the U.S. in the long run. Even financial gurus have been predicting a major economic crash for years, and each obstacle along the financial road could mean more disaster. Get Ecclesiastes 12 real quick. All right. Yep. It says, let's jump down a little bit. All right, before we read that, let's get that Ecclesiastes 12. All right, because these financial gurus, start at 1. Like I said, these financial gurus have been giving you the warnings of what's to come, as we seen what's playing out with the SVB banks. All right, the small banks that are getting swallowed up right now. All right, this is all set in stone by first and foremost by Yahweh Shemel Shah, the spirit of prophecy. You got it out.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor years draw nigh.
Right, and that's the point. We telling our people to repent. It said, remember the days of thy Creator in thy youth, while the evil days come not. Right? Before it's too late. Go ahead.
Nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2.
Because and at that time, when this shit goes down, it's not gonna be a pleasurable time. It's not gonna be a good time. Okay? Go ahead, up.
Verse 2. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
And the keepers of the house represent the economists. Okay, as we read, the financial gurus. All right, the people that watch over the economy, the numbers, the people the traders at Wall Street. All right, who continuously watch the economy, what's going on. All right, they're in a state of trembling because everybody knows that this place is on its way out. All right, as the elders, Ariella, all right, they go into the algorithms. All right, it's an orchestrated collapse. Okay, it's an orchestrated market collapse that's going on right now. All right, and these investors and all of that, they've been warning you about it. They've been telling you about it throughout all these years, and now we're actually starting to see some of the fruit of it. All right, Go ahead.
Just to add the points of Quran, when you broke down the keepers of the house being the economists, when you look up the word economy in the etymology, that goes into household management.
Ooh.
You know.
Yep.
Continuing on.
Keepers of the house.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
Continuing on in verse 3. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
Yeah, nobody's really being paid. Nobody's really making adequate money, man. Inflation's high as hell. You know, people it's a lack of jobs. You know, grinders cease because they are few. Go ahead.
And those that look out the windows be darkened.
Yeah, it's hard for people to get work. Businesses are closing down. Banks are closing down.
Right.
All right. It's multiple banks. It's multiple regional banks that are being affected from the SVB collapse.
Not to forget the tech sector. You know, a lot of people went to pursue a higher education in college. You know, came out of a 4-year college degree, and now they being told, well, it ain't no work for you right now. We got a hiring freeze. Like Apple. Apple just went on a hiring freeze, along with various major tech companies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is all, as me and the elder were speaking of earlier, it's a snowball effect.
That's right.
Verse 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low.
When the sound of the grinding is low, grinding is work. All right. The sound of grinding is low right now, man. Okay. Go ahead.
And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, all the daughters of music shall be brought low because even the music is trash. All right. Everything about Babylon's glory is fading, man. All right. And this is all what? It all ties back to prophecy. Woes on top of woes, man. It's all downhill. That's why we said it's all downhill from here, Jake. There's no going back. You know?
There's no comfort in Babylon. The only comfort that you can find is in the scriptures.
Man.
You know, the Lord is removing every last bit of peace that Jake has in Babylon, man. Mm-hmm. To hell with the heathen. We'll give a damn about the heathen, man. We don't expect anything from them.
Exactly.
But to you Israelites that have an opportunity of repentance, man, consider the times. That's what we're imploring for you to do. To really consider your ways, right? Repent and believe in this word.
That's right.
Or else you're gonna die here. It's a collapse in society, and you have an option as an Israelite through the blood of Yahweh Shai to have an opportunity to be delivered from this destruction.
That's right. I'm just going to read the points. I'm not going to read it all. I'll post it in the description. It says attacks on the rich, crime bosses becoming more fearless. All right. Because we're going to see a lot more crime, you know, theft, shit like that, break-ins, you know, explosive governmental growth. All right. Dependency on the government. Okay. More businesses going bankrupt and closing, which we just read, right? Mm-hmm. What else? And war. All these things are playing out simultaneously right now, all right? So there's no going back, Jake. You see? So anyway, we'll get into this video real quick and just make some points.
May I get a quick piece of it?
Yeah, you got it. Bring it out.
This is Isaiah.
No, you got it.
Jeremiah 51 and verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky.
That's right, bro.
Okay? So Babylon has already punched its ticket for nuclear destruction. Okay? There's no healing Babylon.
That's right.
All right? As we've been going into this lesson, right, there's no avoiding the prophecies. The prophecies are meant to be fulfilled, okay? And these points in times are all gradually leading up to its utter destruction, man.
That's right.
All right? So as the elder has said, as brethren has said, right, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, who we give you warning from, right, because this warning isn't of us, right? Only evils are to come.
Mm-hmm.
It tells you that in the book of Ezekiel. I believe it is the 9th chapter, if I may just grab it right
You
quick.
got it, brother. You in the spirit. Grab it.
Ezekiel 9. Nope.
I got
Ezekiel 7.
Go ahead.
Ezekiel 7 and verse 5. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. Verse 6, an end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. Okay, and that's what we tell Jake through the Spirit, man, through the Holy Spirit. That only evils are to come to Babylon the Great, and they see it clear as day. But they're under this false sense of security, and they're under this delusion that things will get better.
Right.
Okay? It's not going to get better, man. As Kwanawaf always say, things are going to get worse before they get worse. Okay? So don't expect anything to turn around for you, Jake. Look at your state of society and really look at things with a sense of reality. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Too damn optimistic. You know?
Right.
Your optimism is vain. Okay, this is the true optimism right here.
That's right.
Okay.
What's going on the earth is the real deal, man. And we really can't warn you enough, you know. That's why we're gonna get up here and continue to warn you. The Lord said, give them warning from me. We're gonna continue to drive this home, man, before it's all said and done. Because the Lord is really about to close up the mouth of his prophets, man. All right. As I say, the wisdom is getting ready to withdraw itself, man. All right. This is why we're telling our people, you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, Hispanics, to take full advantage of this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. The videos, all right, the street teachings, all right, times to really get yourself right, man, to prepare your mind, all right, for the things that's going to play out on the earth, man, so that wisdom will be the stability of your times, okay?
Put a man foreseeth the evil and hide it from himself.
Come on, man.
You're going to hide yourself under the banner of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Put on that proper covering. All right? Not the fucking covering of Egypt, man.
That's right.
America, Babylon.
Man. So anyway, we're going to get into this video here, you know, and I'll just follow up on some things, you know. All right, but just going on to what's going on in this economy, the effects of these banks, you know, the market collapse, all right, bank runs, the panic and all of that. So that we'll just touch this a little bit briefly here, you know what I mean, add some scriptures, you know, and move on.
So this is so important to the stock market as well as to cryptocurrency investors. So the Federal Reserve FOMC meeting will conclude on March 22nd. And there's two big questions that we're waiting to see. The first one is, will the Federal Reserve raise interest rates? And if they do, by how much? And the second is, how high are interest rates going to go? So we're talking about peak interest rates. So let's assess the situation with the most updated information that we have. So let's start off with this. On March 22nd, will the Federal Reserve raise interest rates by 0.5% or by 0.25%, or will they not raise interest rates at all? So here are the market expectations. The market is predicting that there is a 0% chance that the Fed raises by 0.5%. So 50 basis points, the market expectation is that is off the table. When Jerome Powell was testifying before Congress just a few days ago, there was an 80% chance that the Fed would go with a 50 basis point increase. Now it's fallen down to 0. Now moving on to the next possible scenario, the probability that the Fed does not raise interest rates. So we're talking about they take a pause. The probability of that happening is at 25%. There's a 75% chance that the Fed raises interest rates by 0.25%. They raise by 25 basis points. So here's what happened. Here's how everything played out. So the January inflation reports, so if you remember that one, it showed very minimal progress in the fight against inflation. Inflation went down from 6.5% in December to 6.4% in January. So very little. So Powell was testifying to Congress that they were having a very hard time bringing down inflation. That was stickier than they thought. And when this was happening, when he was testifying before Congress, this was before the banks started collapsing. So basically, inflation at that time, it appeared to have hit a wall, and the banking sector, they weren't having the problems that we're seeing today. For that reason, the probability of a 0.5% increase at that time is shot up to 80%. So since then, it hasn't even been that long, but since then, the variables have changed, so the probability has changed very quickly and greatly.
Squeeze, right?
The banks are having trouble in this higher interest rate environment. The cracks are now showing, and the market is concerned that higher interest rates will cause even more problems for the banking sector, and it probably will. So the Fed, the Federal Reserve, they are taking this into consideration. So the second thing that happened was that the February inflation report turned out to be much better. Inflation fell from 6.4% in January to 6.0% in February. So this was inflation falling at a much better pace. But honestly, it was the bank failures that was the bigger factor. Because the probability of a 0.5% raise, it fell to 0% before the February inflation report was released.
Now we could stop it right there, because what the reasoning when the government is putting up these constant basis point rates to the interest, that's how they combat inflation. Now, something to keep in mind is the inverse relationship between inflation and bonds, or pardon me, interest rates and bonds. So the more that they raise interest rates to combat against inflation, the lower these bonds drop. Okay, so when these bonds are not seen as attractive, right? Because these bond prices are dropping due to the interest rates constantly going up. The principal value, right, the money that's put into these bonds, it depreciates.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that will cause, well, that's pretty much the point. The bonds, they depreciate in value, right? And these banks, they take the money. They're only required to keep 10% of your money tied into the bank. The other 90%, they do it to, put into bonds, loans and things of that nature. The money is moving.
Yes,
market, And one of the things that they do is they put it into these bonds. That's one of the ways that the banks make money. Okay, so when you have that inverse relationship continuing on, that's where you end up with situations like SVB, right, where there's the threats of a bank run, right, and things of that nature. So the reason why we bring this point up is because what you have going on this week was major. It was a major shift in the market. Okay, people were moving around assets. The fear of investments, it got stronger, right? And people started to play their money safe. The FDIC, they backed, they pretty much guaranteed SVB and the depositors all of their money, which is it's fucking crazy that they did that.
Right.
Because the FDIC only insures up to $250,000 for a depositor in a bank. Okay. And all of these things that are signaling is ultimately the faults in the banking system.
Right. And I want to add on to what you said. And that everything that the brother's bringing out is just, it ties back into that Ecclesiastes 12 and verse, let me read it again. Right. Ecclesiastes 12:3, it says, and in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. All right. So all of this that's going on, this is why, you have the bank runs, these financial gurus, they're scared, bank runs, all of that. All right. Because this thing is going down. All right. Starting with these smaller banks. All right. They're crashing out. They're being bought out by the bigger banks,
Because to add to your point, with SVB, SVB has regional banks underneath their umbrella. And with those regional banks, they got hit hard. So they just get shored up by, these bigger banks. You know, they'll go ahead and take on the accounts that were under management. You know, but this is also a trickle down effect to other banks as well.
Yep, and that's why I wanted to say too. In those bigger banks, they're coming with the new guidelines and rules and regulations under the CBD. You know, the CBDC. You know, and you already know what that's going to. Until I did a video on the channel, it was a news clip from Australia, and what were they pushing? They were pushing digital authentication, right? And that's going to lead to what? Digital payments, because everything is going to be tied to the digital blockchain, all right? Digital authentication to digital payments, man. This is where we at. This is a technocracy. It's all being set up, you know? So those bigger banks they have those rules and guidelines already. There's certain rules that they're going to have to follow. There's going to be a change, like we were talking about. There's going to be a change on how people buy and sell and do commerce and all that. All right. This is what we're telling you to prepare for. Money is about to be done away with. You know? You got it up. Con.
This is Zephaniah.
You know? No, you could take your time, man. Just trying to give Jake an idea of what's going on, you know, through the spirit, making it make sense. You know,
this is Zephaniah 1:18. Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able. Well, I'll go ahead and start up.
Yeah.
Zephaniah 1:10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate.
Yep.
And an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills.
Which is going to be tied to that second crash that's going to come upon America, man. It's going to be another economic collapse. All right, go ahead.
Howl, ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down.
Yeah, we looked up what Maktesh was. Let me pull it up. All right, it went into bear with me 1 second. All right, it says Maktesh. It says these were merchants of silver. Hold on, bear with me. It says the hollow in Jerusalem, Salakia. The hollow in Jerusalem were the merchants carried on traffic, the deep valley between the temple and the upper city, crowded with merchant bazaars, groves. It says of the inhabitants of the valley of the rock of the plain, doomed to be the scene of its people, being as it were pounded in the mortar. All right, it says, bear with me. Hold on, this is the wrong one. I had it pulled up. Bear with me 1 second. Pull it back up, Salakia. All right. Yeah, these were merchants that bear silver and traded with silver and whatnot. So basically, tying it to what the people of Wall Street, your economists, all right, you people that handle the selling and trading of stocks. It's the same thing, man, in the spirit. So it said that how you inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all that bear silver are cut off. All right. Because they're going to do away with this money. I'm going to read that in the NOT. All right. This is what we're trying to tell you. There's going to be a change when it comes to the economy. All right. Zephaniah. Hold on 1 second. Just want to read that in the NOT. Zephaniah 1:11 in the NOT, and it reads, it says, wail in sorrow, all you who live in the market area, for all the merchants and traders will be destroyed. You see, that's plain. All the merchants and traders are going to be destroyed, man. This thing is going to crash, Jake. All right, in due time. All right, you can read on that.
And that's gradually, being built up right now
Con.
to occur in the near future.
That's right. Woes on top of woes. Okay, it's all going downhill, Jake. You don't see that? Go ahead, Doc.
You want me to just read all the way down through the chapter?
Yeah, you can read all the way down to the chapter. It's a short little read.
Verse 12. And it shall come to pass in that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leads.
Yeah, that's you false prophets that are comfortable, man, that are not out here warning the people as we are, man. That are not giving the people the times, all right, to prepare them for the like it tells you in Ezekiel that you have not gone up to the hedge of the gaps, roughly paraphrases to what? To prepare our people for the battle. Right. Okay, so the Lord said he's gonna search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their leads, that are comfortable, man. All right, go ahead.
That say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil.
Right, because these guys, they're unconcerned about what's really happening. Right. The scriptures liken unto them as dumb dogs, right? Not willing to bark. They're not barking. They're not warning. They're not crying out. They're giving you that false hope of security that everything's gonna be all right. The Lord will neither do good or evil, as the scriptures say. Go ahead.
Continuing on, verse 13. Wow. Therefore, their goods shall become a booty.
You see that? Therefore, their goods should become a booty, which is booty means spoil. All right? Go ahead.
God. And their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Let's build a kingdom here in Babylon. Let's continue to dwell alongside with the so-called white man. Right? You're going to build, but you're not going to inhabit them. All right, go ahead.
And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof.
Right, so that's why the scriptures say, Micah 2:10, this place is not your rest, Jake. This ain't your rest. You wasn't put here to live it up, to live your best life. All right, to have comfort. Go ahead.
Verse 14, the great day of the Lord Yahweh is near. It is near and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
You see that? It's going to be a terrible time. And it said that the day of the Lord hasteneth greatly, meaning it comes quickly. All right. We in 2023 in the spring, we just had the Pesach and it just took off. This is where we at now. Economic woes. Woes on top of woes, man.
Literally the day, the day of the last day of the Pesach, right? Sunday evening. You had the markets get hit hard on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a trickle-down effect.
Come on.
Verse 15, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Mm-hmm. Doomsday, man. All right. Go ahead.
Nuclear destruction of America. Verse 16, a day of the trumpets and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers.
Yeah, the high towers will represent the elites. All right, go ahead.
And I will bring distress upon men.
See that? I will bring distress upon men. What's going on? People are panicking. They don't know about these banks. Biden's on the panel telling you everything's all right. You got Trump telling you that, look, he's going to stop World War III. It's a time of distress and anguish right now, man. Go ahead.
Because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
Go ahead.
Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh's wrath. But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all that dwell in the land.
Yeah, speedy riddance is going to be a fast and quick destruction of this place, man.
1 hour.
1 hour, man. So yeah, your silver and your gold is not going to deliver you from the wrath of the Lord, man. Right? Money will be meaningless. This is what we're telling you, Jake.
Put things into perspective,
man. You want to get that Habakkuk too?
Yeah.
We'll read that. We'll read the bulk of that chapter. That'd be it there. Just to make the points. All right. I'm just checking if I got any other clips up here. Bear with me 1 second. All right, because that's the point we wanted to make there. Yeah, that was it.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved.
That's right.
Verse 2.
And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth.
Yeah, the prophecies. The prophecies are being made plain unto our people. Go ahead.
Verse 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak
It's clearly speaking. Go ahead.
and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Right. None of the prophecies are tarrying any longer. All right. We're about to witness full devastation. Go ahead.
Oh, you jump down?
Yeah, you can jump down.
Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Right. How did Esau get this land? How did he get the world? All right. Through rape, robbery, murder. Woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. Right. Go ahead.
How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Yeah, those heavy pledges, man, that debt, as we were just talking about. All right, which America's not going to get out of over $200 trillion of debt and counting. All right, so there's going to be a change in the way business and commerce is had in America, man. There's going to be a change of how you buy and sell. All right, that's what's coming. The system was designed to crash. All right. If you want to add anything in there, you know.
And I was going to add to you when you had said that 200 trillion. You know, the elder brother, you know, is 31 trillion. But as he was mentioning, that 200 trillion is when you factor in the hedge funds, you know, and those other things that play into the overall debt that the U.S. economy really has. You know, and it's far more than that. You know, when you really get down to it, man, America has suffocated itself under that thick clay, man. You think about clay and the material, and you think about thick clay at that. You know, it's impossible. It's impossible to detach itself from you, man. You know, like, you know, in the South, you know, you got red clay. You get that red clay, ain't no way you're gonna get red clay out. When that red clay latches onto you, that shit is there.
It's thick
as hell. Trying to get that shit out for weeks. It will never leave. That's how the thick clay, this debt, is on America, man. You know, it's inescapable.
It's inescapable. That's it. You know, you got anything else you want to throw in there? That's pretty much the point, man. So, matter of fact, get that in 2nd Ezra 6:16. We'll wrap it up with that. You know,
2nd Ezra chapter 16.
Let's start at 37.
2nd Ezra 16 and 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slacken out a moment.
Yeah, the child is about to come. All right, the child is tied to what? Yahweh Shai coming back. All right, and this place being destroyed. All right, go ahead.
Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth.
Can you not see that? The plagues ain't slack.
No.
Though it tarry, what it say? Though it tarry, it will not tarry, it will surely come. All right? The Lord is amplifying this thing. It's going to be a hot summer, man. We see that already.
Niggas thought they was good when they got that juice packet put in them last year. You know, they was like, shit, we good now. We in the clear. We can go back to being niggas.
Right.
You know, that shit is over with, man. You're in a transition period right now.
Exactly. That's what it is. Yep. Go ahead.
Continuing on. And the world shall mourn. See that happening right now?
Yep.
And sorrows shall come upon it on every side.
And sorrows shall come upon it on every side, man. All right. The sorrows are coming upon this place on every angle, every side. It's inescapable, as we were talking about, man. All right. So that's the point, that it's all going downhill from here. We're just watching this thing play out. All right. Woes on top of woes, man. There you have it. Got anything else? So that's pretty much it, man. You know, just another video, another lesson to continue to warn Jake. This is not a game. All right. We're preparing you for the evil times that are coming, the time of Jacob's trouble. But the scriptures say he shall be saved out of it. All right. So, hey, man, Pray this lesson was edifying. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect. Let's push in his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom.
Shalom.